What's up, YouTube? Today, gonna be doing something pretty cool. If you've watched some of my other winch videos, which I'm sure you have not, because nobody watches my videos, which is fine. But I'm gonna be mounting a rear winch on this here side by side. This is a 2018 Turbo Razor. I know that because it says so right there. Anyway, I installed a hitch on here, and believe it or not, somebody told me, oh, you shouldn't use that for recovery in one of my TikTok videos. I'm like, dude, I'm literally making a video on TikTok telling you that I'm gonna mount this winch on the rear. Anyway, here are the parts that you're gonna need if you're gonna do the process that I'm gonna do. So rather obviously, you're going to need a winch. This is a Harbor Freight winch that has been on this for several years now. And I've also upgraded this one to the new style that Harbor Freight makes now. And that video will be on YouTube also if you want to see that, the differences between the two. If you don't care, then don't watch it. Also, when you get a winch, it's going to come with a relay. It's going to come with some way of controlling it. I don't have the switch out here, but that's basically what that is. You're going to need some cable. I am going to use rope because I don't like steel cable. It's going to be safer. Actually, on TikTok, somebody said rope had more energy also. People on TikTok are stupid. But anyway, but I digress. I got this. It does not fit. I'll show you why. Yeah, that's a little too small. So I've ordered a new one. That should be here at some point. And then I also got this waterproof box. This waterproof box is super cheap. It's kind of just a test. So I'm gonna put that in there like that. I'll drill a hole for this to stick out probably the front, and then I gotta have power wires going out this way and wires going to the motor out this way. So I'm gonna mount this on top of here somehow, and the wires will come out and go boop, boop. And I bought these quick disconnects, and I don't know if I bought the right thing because I don't know if this is two of the same thing, but they don't go together and stay together. So those are probably going to go back. They're super cheap feeling. I mean, these are cheap anyway, but this is something like this I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do is put it at the back somewhere. So I can just be like, plug, and I can take the whole thing off. And the reason for that is, if you've watched my actual riding videos, you would know that I actually have a friend, and his name's Jason. He has a Can-Am Maverick, an OG Maverick, and eventually he'll get a hitch on the back of his, and we'll run some power wires to the back of his, and then I can just plug it into his, and I can move it from mine to his depending on the emergency situation. Obviously, you know, it's going to be better to use that winch. It's going to be stronger of a mount than the way this is going to mount. This will be pretty much emergencies or backup. But also, you could set this up to where it mounts to your trailer to pull cars on or dead side-by-sides. This concept will work either way. Now, of course, you'll have to get the female version of the receiver. I don't even know if I pointed the camera at the right thing, but the female part will have to be welded to the trailer or bolted or some form of that, and then you slide it in, put your pin, and you pull your side-by-side or broken piece of junk up there, and then there you go. So now we're going to get to actually working and not just talking. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to figure out how to mount this up top. I'm going to have to use these bolts somehow because that's the only other way, unless I just zip tie it, which I may do. Okay, so since that box is probably going to get smashed, in the meantime I'm going to use it for proof of concept. So I decided to take this piece of angle iron, cut it into 2 pieces. Now drill 2 holes in it that are the size of the bar right there, so that it can go through like that. And this is what that looks like. What I'll do is do another one, obviously, set this over, self-tapper through there, or bolt it, something like that. Now it is a little bit wobbly because I used a stepper bit, but it's gonna work. So I'll probably make a metal box like this later, but for now this is gonna work great. You can use whatever box you want. I'll link this stuff in the description below, all the Amazon links. Alright, so here's the underside. You can see the angle is over that. There's some self-tappers in there. I don't think they're gonna get to anything, so I think it'll be alright. And that's how I mounted the box. I'm gonna take these 2 loose. I'm gonna use them to mount this. Just like that. Now I'm going to mount this right there. Alright, there's that. Good old trusty Unibit. Making the cut. I have spare or 2 of these wires. Also, I have a 2-year warranty on that winch, so if I really want to, I could take it back because the wire quit working. But I'm gonna cut it so that it's just long enough to hit what it needs to. It needs to hit a power and a ground, and it needs to hit one of those, or both of those, one of each. So now I'm gonna do that. Or I might run the power wires for the motor. I'll probably do that also. All of it's gonna get done eventually. I mean, everything has to get done for it to finish, right? All right. So I've already got this one ran through there. I'm gonna do the same to this one. Chop. Find a spot. Ooh, that didn't sound good. It worked out though. Perfect size. Stick it through there like that. I'm gonna leave just a little bit of excess like this. I had to cut these wires because obviously they would be way too long. So I'm gonna put a new end on them, but they are opposite. Blue's on this side, yellow's on this side. That's yellow and that's blue. So they're gonna have to go like this. Just trying to figure out the best routing for my wires. Pretty difficult though, not gonna lie. Probably should have had a taller box, but but if this was going to go somewhere where you want it to stay, you don't have to do this step. This is to make it portable and keep the relay here. Like if you had a separate relay on each vehicle, wouldn't have to do this. Okay, so I know it's pretty confusing, but ignore everything on the inside for right now. So yellow here is going to be negative, blue is going to be positive. So negative comes around to right there. I know it's super close, but this will all have heat shrink on it. It's just temporary. There's the power, it's super close, but nothing's really touching to arc right now. I'll clean up this stuff. These are the ones that send power, that reverse the whatever, make the motor spin. This wire is in, of course it's not wired up. Now the true test is to put the top on, and it fits. There it goes. So that is what it's gonna look like. That is pretty cool. I'm really happy with that. And this box seems like it's gonna be stronger than I think. I'm pretty excited about that. So now I'm just gonna put heat shrink on that stuff and then put it all back together, wire up this switch here in there, and then I'll wait for the new plate to come in, and then return that bullshit connector, get a real quick disconnect so I can just plug it in, and then it'll be time to mount on this. So I'm done for now. Resume this video in a few days. All right, put some heat shrink on here. I'm gonna put a couple layers. So that's good. Take this one off. Do the same to it, and we'll be good. So off camera, I've been doing a little bit of updating. Like, I put this switch on. This is another switch that came with this winch, and I'm gonna wire it up. And the reason for that is, maybe you don't want to have the controller and you just want to operate it from here. You can. Since it has a rope, it's not going to hurt you if it hits you. But if you do want to stand back, you can hook the cable up or button up with the other thing, whatever that's called. This thing. Plenty of cord, buttons. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so I returned the other mounting plate I had, and I got this one, and it's got these handles that I can move the winch with. To me, I hate it. This one's longer than this one. Don't like it. Not going on there. Garbage. Now this is for a huge winch. As you can tell, this does not fit there, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. This is kind of small side anyway. It wouldn't even fit on the side-by-side. So I'm gonna have to buy a Fairlead for a giant winch. And this is only a 5,000. This is probably meant for a 10 or 12, something like that, but doesn't matter. These two bolt holes lined up. I had to drill these two. So now, let me make sure I'm putting this on right. Yep. Now I can go ahead and mount this. All right, that's how it's gonna look. I think that's pretty awesome. So if I used these, it would look like that and make it huge. Maybe if it was like this or something like that, it wouldn't be so bad. So not gonna use these. This is gonna make it easy. It's not super heavy. I'll be able to just walk over here, slide it in, and it'd be okay. Obviously there's already a ball in there, so let me take that out and show you what it looks like. So the keen eye probably noticed that it's a bolt and not a pin. It's probably not a good bolt. Probably not very strong, but the reason why I did that is because the regular pin, one time I was riding around, I guess I backed into a bush, pulled the pin out, and then I got somewhere and the whole ball was gone. So that's obviously not ideal. Now we're gonna mount this in there. There's the hole. So there you have it. That is what it'll look like. I am pretty excited about that. It would be nice if it was a little bit closer, but the muffler is right there. Maybe an inch. That's probably all I would want to do. Now I've got to go ahead and start mounting the wires, but may not have this thing for long. It's going to go back to the dealership and get fixed, which is why the baby tires are on it now. Wish me luck with that. It's got to get transmission fixed again. Hopefully they'll replace it this time, but we'll see. Finally got the Fairlead installed. Took forever to get here. Not super happy about the grooves that are in it. Probably can't tell. But there are some major grooves in there, but you know, it is what it is. So now, time to spool it. Alright, YouTube, I spooled it off camera because I was having some issues. These are junk. Gonna have to get a different brand, but that's alright. The metal is super thin, so it wasn't making a good connection. I still gotta fill in this little hole in there, if you can see that. I still gotta run the wires to the machine, but it's gone. Maybe a new one, maybe not. Stay tuned. But I'm running it off of this battery pack. Battery pack really doesn't like to do that, so it keeps cutting off. Took a minute, so the clips would have been forever. But the only other thing I got to do, since this angle iron was kind of like a test, in there it doesn't follow the contour of the drum. So I'll take it apart and grind it out where the drum is, because the cable, you can tell it's not spooled over here and over here very well, because it was getting into the angle iron. So I'm gonna fix that real quick. These are just part of the issues that you go through when you make something from nothing. But really, once I put this cover back on, that's how it's gonna look. I gotta put the hook on still too, and I gotta hook it to a machine and try it. So stay tuned for that. Probably in another video, obviously. Okay, so now you can probably see what I'm talking about. I already did one side, kind of notched it out. You can see that side has the mark. What it was doing is covering the drum. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but the cable essentially was rubbing on the angle iron, and that's not a good thing. That's a good way to break your cable. And you can see a little evidence of that right there. Hopefully it did not ruin it, but if it did, it did. $30 rope, new one. This winch is not going to get put through that much abuse though, so I think it'll be just fine. But I guess for now, since no machine, I'm not going to hook it to my truck because I don't have anything powered. But this is going to be it. I was going to hook quick connects to this side, which is no point in doing that at this point in time, since my side-by-side's in the shop and I may be getting a new one. Maybe. If you think this is a cool project, hit the like button. I know only 100 people are going to watch this, which sucks, but I like making these videos, even if it's just for me. So subscribe too if you feel like doing that. TikTok's a way lot better. More people on there. I talk to everybody. People comment. Nobody even comments on these videos. This is the end. I'd say whatever the fuck I want now, because nobody gets this far. But if you did make it this far, hit me up on Instagram. I might give you a sticker. I might give you some old rock lights. I might say fuck you. I might say, what's up, dude? You never know. Just talk to you later.